Hi, this is Rebecca Lynch, Development and Grants Director for Arts AVL, and I'm going to provide an overview of our Arts for Schools grant program. The application deadline is June 16th, and we are excited to have support from Arts AVL, Dogwood Health Trust, the Wanda and Jim Moran Foundation, and Brunk Auctions, as well as Gail and Brian McCarthy, in support of this critical arts grant program for our students here in Buncombe County. An overview of the grant. Exposure to the arts, both in and outside the classroom, is proven to improve academic success. However, not all students have the same opportunities to enjoy these benefits. The Arts for Schools grant helps Buncombe County nonprofit arts organizations and teaching artists provide arts-focused performances, workshops, residencies, and field trips for students attending local K through 12 public schools. That's for City of Asheville school students as well as Buncombe County school students. For a limited time, this grant will also include support for arts-focused after-school and camp programs. Awarded grants will range from $500 to $5,000. And again, the deadline to apply is June 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. The grant cycle timeline is as such. The application opens on May 13th. You'll have about a month to apply. Application deadline, June 16th. Then the review process, where we hope to announce awards in mid-July with funds distributed in late July. As always, with Arts AVL grants, a final report will be due. This one will be due on May 31st, 2026. Let's go over some of the eligibility. The primary purpose of the Arts for Schools program is to provide in-school arts programming for students attending economically disadvantaged schools. Our goal is to help ensure that students across Buncombe County have access to the benefits of these arts experiences. Thanks to a time-limited grant from Dogwood Health Trust WNC After 3 program, the Arts for Schools grant program will be expanded between fiscal year 25 and 27. During this period, applicants may apply for funding for in-school and out-of-school programs, but will only receive funding for one focus area per funding cycle. So you can apply for both, but you'll only receive one grant. Grants for in-school programs range from $500 to $2,000, and grants for out-of-school programs range from $500 to $5,000. In-school is defined as programs occurring during regular school hours, and out-of-school programs are defined as occurring after school, weekdays only, or camps on summer or holiday breaks. Applicants must be located in Buncombe County for at least 1 year, must be a 501c3 nonprofit arts organization or a qualified teaching artist. Qualified teaching artist, to be considered a qualified teaching artist, you must have either a BA or a BFA in your specific art form or an equivalent in training and experience, as well as 5 years of experience working in arts education. Programs must serve students in Buncombe County or City of Asheville K through 12 public schools. Programs must be free for students and schools. This could include providing a specific number of scholarships. The programs must align with North Carolina's Common Core curriculum and essential standards. The program must take place between July 1st, 2025 and June 30th, 2026. They do not need to be scheduled by the application date. However, the programs must take place during that allotted year. For in-school programs, a school partnership agreement form is required as part of your application. And for out-of-school programs, applicants are ineligible to apply if you already receive funding for this same proposed arts-focused program from Dogwood Health Trust WNC After 3 p.m. initiative. For all questions regarding eligibility, please contact me at rebecca@artsavl.org well in advance of the deadline. For camps, only 501c3 nonprofit arts organizations may apply for funding for camps, and the camp must be a program of that arts nonprofit. For economically disadvantaged schools or underserved communities, these are priority areas for us. Economically disadvantaged schools or underserved communities. Proposals focused on serving students in economically disadvantaged schools will receive priority. and learn more about how these economic disadvantages at the links provided in this document, which are posted on our website. You can go to the PDF version of this, and the links will be there. Applicants will also have the opportunity to explain how their program serves an underserved community. Multicultural programs. Although our top priority is serving economically disadvantaged students, we are also prioritizing multicultural programs. For a program to be considered multicultural, it must be conducted by artists, ensembles, or organizations of color and or promote African American, Asian American, Latino, or Native American cultures. Capacity building for after-school programs. The primary focus of the WNC after 3 p.m. program is on after-school programming, so out-of-school applications focusing on after-school will receive priority over other out-of-school programs, and proposals that help ensure the long-term sustainability of these programs will also be prioritized. Allowable expenses for grant funds include artist fees for artists located in Buncombe County for the specific arts program outlined in the proposal, student materials and art supplies, admission fees to attend art experiences, or transportation fees to also attend arts experiences. The grant awards cannot fund the following items: fees for artists not located in Buncombe County, fees for school groups not located in Buncombe County, transportation fees, travel costs not related to the students, marketing materials, food and hospitality supplies, art, music, and dance therapists, artifacts, artwork purchases, contingency funds, deficit reduction, fundraising events, food or beverages for hospitality or entertainment functions, school band activities or equipment or school choral activities, lobbying expenses, oral history and history projects, tuition for academic study, and interest on loans, fines, or litigation costs. As I mentioned earlier, there will be a final report due for if awarded this grant, and reporting requirements include your organization or your mission, your program offering, budget size, community served, accessibility plans, multicultural offerings, and evaluation and impact plans, descriptions of programmatic activities, alignment with curriculum standards, the number of participants, the frequency of attendance, types of services provided, participant demographics, geographic impact, and education contact hours. Each application is reviewed by a panel of reviewers, and what your application will be evaluated and reviewed on are the following evaluation considerations: the completeness of your application, the feasibility of completion of the project within the allotted time frame, the alignment of the arts with the NC-DPI standards, the impact on economically disadvantaged schools or students or underserved communities, multicultural programs, accessibility and inclusion, and capacity building will be evaluated for out-of-school programs only. An overview of our selection and review process. All applications are initially screened by staff for completeness, eligibility, feasibility, and evaluation. On the completeness of the application, we're looking at if any additional information was required, if we had to request more information, or that requested additional information was not submitted by the deadline. For eligibility, is all of the request eligible? Is part of it eligible, or is none of it eligible? Is the program feasible to be completed within the timeline by June 30th, 2026? Well, we need to work with y'all to ensure that the project is completed, or we feel that the project cannot be completed within the time restriction. And then, of course, will the applicant be able to provide the necessary information for the final report when we need to be working with them to make sure they're collecting the necessary information, or we do not believe that they will be able to provide the necessary data for the final report. So looking through all of these, staff will make a determination of which applications will then move forward through the full review process. And we do work with you at this stage to make sure that we get all the information needed from you, but we do hope that you do submit a complete and full application from the start. A selection panel then scores all applications based on the following criteria. The panel is made up of 3 to 5 community volunteers knowledgeable about arts education community. Again, they're going to be looking at application completeness. They're going to be looking at the feasibility. Again, they're going to be looking at the alignment of the arts with the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction standards. They'll be looking at how much this program impacts economically disadvantaged students or underserved communities. Does this program promote multicultural programming or support artists, ensembles, or organizations of color? Does this program serve and support students with diverse needs, abilities, and cultural backgrounds as far as our accessibility and inclusion? And for out-of-school programs only, does this proposal help build capacity for the long-term sustainability of this program and organization? As I said, a panel of 3 to 5 volunteers is selected to review the applications and make final funding recommendations. The panelists are expected to review and score each application using a scoring spreadsheet provided by ArtsAVL with very clear instructions. Scores are then combined and ranked and averaged by ArtsAVL staff, and then a final meeting of all the panelists is held together to review the average combined scores, discuss the applications, any questions or concerns, and then we create a list, panel creates a list of final funding recommendations. The applicant's combined scores, as well as any additional notes or feedback from the panelists, will be given to the applicant with their notification letter. If you are awarded an Arts for Schools grant, your organization will enter into a contractual agreement with ArtsAVL. You'll be required to keep ArtsAVL staff informed of project milestones and/or any changes. We certainly are invested in your success and would like to be a part of sharing your story. So send pictures and send invites to join you for programming or the residencies or workshops so that we can see the kids getting their lives transformed by art. Your organization will have to complete a final report form by May 31st, 2026. And please note that late or missing final reports will mean no funding in the next grant cycle. And you'll need to demonstrate recognition of ArtsAVL. So to apply, visit our website at artsavl.org/schools. You'll click on May 13th when the grant cycle opens. You'll be able to click on the Google Forms link, which will take you to a form that looks like this. It is very important. You'll be able to, we recommend, there will be a link to a PDF of the questions on the same website under our sort of support and resources section. We strongly recommend that you use that PDF of the questions to work on your application in advance, offline in a Word document or a Google document so that you have time to work on all of the questions, edit it and revise it until you have it ready to submit. And then when you are ready to submit, we recommend going and opening up the Google form and copying and pasting those answers and uploading the required attachments into that form at that time. You are able to edit your application. So if you've inputted part of your application, if you've inputted your application and you want to go back and check it, you will hit submit to save it. That will send you an email from Google Forms with a copy of your application, and there will be a link in that email to access your application to go back in and edit it if you need to do so. Again, to save and be able to edit it, you will need to hit submit. None of these applications will be looked at until after the deadline. So just make sure that you can go in and make any final changes and have submitted your final application again by the deadline on June 16th. If you do need help with your application or have any specific questions, feel free to email me at rebecca@artsavl.org. Please, no phone calls. Happy to set up an appointment to chat. And again, please, 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 please make sure you just ask and submit any of those questions to me or ask to set up an appointment well in advance of the deadline. The deadline is Monday, June 16th. So please, I would prefer if you reach out to me with any of those questions or concerns that you have, no later than say June 10th, just to make sure that we have time to get up together and address those. But will not be Don't wait until the 14th or the 15th, which are the weekend, and will be out of the office and not available to check. So thank you again so much, and we look forward to seeing all of your applications and the exciting programs that you'll be proposing to offer for our students here in Buncombe County. Thank you so much.